Hi, welcome to TC Disc Golf, and today we're talking about the WildDisc Angler. WildDisc Angler comes in one type of plastic right now. They're a lava plastic, which is their premium plastic, and it's a beaded utility mid. They've compared it to a zone as far as it has dependable fade. It's more of like an approach disc, but I think that everyone I've handed it to, their first thought was a rock. So when you see me throw this disc, right away you'll notice it has some pretty good turn on it, and even though my form lends it the disc to fly at a slower speed, you can tell that right away that disc wants to turn. The disc itself feels really good in my hand. It does remind me of something like a rock or a lesser known disc that was made for a limited amount of time, the Latitude Pine, but really good, dependable for forehands, good as an approach disc. Has a little bit of skip to it that I'd like to see maybe a little bit less of, but all in all, this is a disc that I like the way it feels. I like the way that it flies. I like that it's a little bit wind resistant. And I like that I know exactly what it's going to do. And as my form improves, I'm hoping I can put it on more lines. I can figure out how to get it on this Anheuser line to get a little bit better flex and not sky it so much. You can see here, it's actually pretty good for forehand. I try to release these first couple a little bit flat. You can see that it gets some good distance on it, has decent glide, and then on the Anheuser flexes out, especially the second one, where it just follows that good path, but then is stable enough to come out of it. So here's some course footage. I went to Starring Lake in Eden Prairie, and that course is very lefty favored, so just was a good course to try to do an angler only round. So all in all, the WildDisc Angler is a really good disc. I know they talked in one of their AMAs about, on their Instagram, about wanting to make a utility mid, and I think that this disc does that. It's kind of like the distance and wind resistance of a rock with the dependable fade that you get out of a zone. So really good disc, and truthfully, when I think of the 3 discs that they released, the Sea Otter, which is their putter, the Angler, and the Great White, this Sea Otter, fits a great place in my bag that I need. I need a throwing putter, and kind of toying around with the idea of maybe changing into my putting putter because it has a little bit more ability to handle the wind, but still some glide. But then this Angler, really, I would put myself in a situation a lot of times just not having the best form and not having a ton of power going into the throws themselves. I would have this problem where I'd leave myself just short enough that it was kind of too far to use a zone. So I'd either have to use a fairway and not throw it full power, or use the zone and try to rip it, and a lot of times end up short, or end up in my trying to rip it, go nose up and go too far with my fade. So this disc really gives me what I need, the ability to have the characteristics of a stable approach disc, but then also be able to get it a little bit further. And then also something that is just kind of good about this disc is just the feel of it. Really like that. I think that this has a place in my bag. And when I think about some of this I've been trying out, not all of them have ended up with a place in my bag. So that really just says a lot, especially since it's kind of replacing the zone in my bag, just because it does something a little bit different than when I need the zone. I hope that Wild is able to make it in more than one type of plastic, because I just brought this one out in from the cold, and you can kind of see like more than that video before, like there's still a little bit of give to the plastic, but there's not really a lot of flex when the disc is cold, so it skips a lot because it's a super environment. So I hope that when the weather warms up that you kind of see a little bit more gumbiness so that it sits a little bit better. But if not, I also hope that Wild is, along with continuing to make this disc, makes it in different plastics. I think that all in all, feel, the way that it flies, the predictability of it, I'd give this disc a solid 8 out of 10. And if you liked this review, or if you have discs that you want me to try out and review, leave them in the comments below. That helps me know what to do next. And as always, I will catch you in the next video.